Hello, good morning, class. Hope everyone is doing well. I'm Madam Sandra Mensah. Unfortunately, your teacher is not feeling well, so I have been assigned to teach you today's lesson. I learned that you are done with the meaning of rank scale, and rank shift. Today, we are going to talk about the grammatical ranks or units, and we will take them one after the other and explain. But before that, let's keep something in mind here. By the end of the lesson, I'm expecting each and everyone to know the grammatical ranks, the meaning of morpheme, the examples of morphemes, types of morpheme, and how to identify morphemes in a given sentence. Now the lesson begins. In English language, we have 5 grammatical ranks or units. They are morpheme, word, phrase, clause, and sentence. The smallest one is the morpheme, and the highest is the sentence. My students, you can be asked to list the grammatical unit in an ascending order. If such a question is asked, you have to start from the smallest unit to the highest one. So grammatical units in an ascending order or bottom-up view are morpheme, word, phrase, clause, and sentence. On the other hand, you can also be asked to list the grammatical ranks in descending order. So this one too, you will start from the highest to the smallest. So let's all list them together. Ready, go. Sentence, clause, phrase, word, and morpheme. Well done. Clap for yourselves. We are now taking them one after the other and explain. Morpheme. A morpheme is the smallest meaningful grammatical rank or unit in a language. A morpheme is the smallest grammatical meaningful rank or unit in a language. Examples of morphemes are pen, handkerchief, padlock, bags, children, sheep, oranges, books, soap, aeroplane, sit, impossibility, unattractive, etc. Do you all understand the meaning and the examples? Any question? Good question. Intelligent question from wisdom. He's saying that what is the difference between a word and a morpheme? Difference between a word and a morpheme. We have already said that a morpheme is the smallest meaningful grammatical unit in a language, but a word is a unit possessing a single meaning or conveying a single idea. A word constitutes a morpheme. All words are morphemes, but not all morphemes are word. All words are morphemes, but not all morphemes are word. You will understand it better by the time we are done with the lesson. Types of morpheme. There are 2 basic types of morpheme. They are free morpheme and bound morpheme. Free morpheme. A free morpheme is a kind of a morpheme which can stand on its own. This means that this kind of morpheme makes senses on its own. They make meanings when they are alone or when they are not in a sentence or context. A free morpheme is a kind of a morpheme which can stand on its own. This means that this kind of morpheme makes senses on its own. They make meanings when they are alone or when they are not in a context or a sentence. Bound morpheme. A bound morpheme is a type of a morpheme which cannot stand on their own. They do not make meanings on their own unless they are attached to a free morpheme. Unlike the free morpheme, which can stand on its own and make meaning when they are not even in a context or a sentence, a bound morpheme is a morpheme which cannot stand on its own. Now let's look at some examples of free and bound morpheme. Let's take a word like eat. We can see that eat is composed of two morphemes, that is it and s. So the it is a free morpheme and the s is a bound morpheme. You can see that the it make meaning, but the s cannot make meaning unless it is attached to it, which is a free morpheme. Let's examine these words. Assistant. That is assist plus and. It is composed of two morphemes, assist and then and. Careful. It is also having two morphemes, care plus full. So the assist and care are the free morphemes, and the and full are also bound morpheme. You can be asked to identify the number of morpheme in a given word or in a sentence. So let's look at these examples. Identify the number of morpheme in the following words. Working. It is composed or it is having two morphemes. That is work and then ing. Impossible. It is also having two morphemes. That is im plus possible. The man is eating. It is having five morphemes. The is one, man, making it two, is three, eat, four, and the ing, making it what? Five. More example. Let's take children. It is having two morphemes. So that is child plus ren. Try your hands on the rest and let's continue. Unhappy, unbreakable, beautifully. Unhappy, unbreakable, beautifully. Try your hands on them and let's move on. Types of free morpheme. Free morpheme may be classified as lexical morphemes and the functional or grammatical morphemes. Free morpheme may be classified as lexical and the functional or grammatical morpheme. So lexical morphemes, these are morphemes that carry meaning on their own. They carry dictionary meaning. Such morphemes belong to the major word classes, such as nouns, adjectives, verbs, and adverbs. Examples of lexical morphemes are sit, dance, doctor, black, faster, and etc. Functional or grammatical morphemes. These morphemes only play grammatical functions. Such morphemes belong to the minor word classes, such as pronoun, preposition, conjunction, etc. Examples of functional morpheme are the, and so on. When you look critical at the two types of free morpheme, you can see that they are not the same. They have differences between them. Difference between lexical morpheme and grammatical or functional morpheme. So let's take the lexical morpheme. Lexical morphemes belong to the major word classes, but grammatical morphemes belong to the minor word classes. Lexical morphemes, they have their own meaning even when they are not used in a context, but grammatical morphemes get their full meaning only in a context. So these are the two differences between the lexical and the grammatical morphemes. Types of bound morphemes. Bound morphemes are also classified into two. These are inflectional morphemes and derivational morphemes. Inflectional and derivational morphemes. Inflectional morphemes. These are morphemes that's added to a base or a stem but does not change the part of speech or word class of a given word. Examples. Let's take a word like girl. Girl here is a noun. When we add s to it, it becomes girls. That is the same noun. So the word class that is noun, when we add a morpheme to it, it doesn't change. It remains the same. If it is word, it becomes the same. If it is noun, it's the same noun. If it is verb, it is the same verb. It does not change the word class or the part of speech of the word. From the examples given, we realize that the addition of the morphemes does not change the word classes. If it is noun, it remains noun, and if it is verb, it remains the same. So the inflectional morphemes are class-maintaining morphemes. They do not change the word class. Derivational morphemes. This is also a morpheme that is added to a base morpheme to change its part of speech or the word class. Derivational morpheme may be a prefix or a suffix. Examples. Let's take word assist. Assist here is a verb. When we add ant, it becomes assistant. That is, it becomes, so the assistant here is a noun. Word like nation is a noun. When we add ar, it becomes national. That is adjective. Let's take a word like quick. Quick is adjective. When we add ly, it becomes quickly. So the word class adjectives becomes noun. From the examples given, we realize that the addition of the morphemes changes the word classes of the word. The addition of ish to boy become boyish. It changes the word class from noun to adjective. So when we add ish to boy, it becomes boyish. So the boy that's noun has become what? Adjective. So we are getting close. So let's try our hands on this exercise. We are using 4 minutes. Identify the number of morphemes in the following words: selfishness, disloyal, national, non-existent, unwillingness, reluctantly. These girls will be here very soon. The girl will be here very soon. He came here yesterday. Let's do it fast. Let's do it fast. It's left with 3 minutes. Wait, it's very simple. By now, I hope almost all of you are done doing it. Well done, class. This means that you understand everything we've discussed today. But you couldn't identify the number of morphemes in the sentence that involved past tense. Came. The came here is having 2 morphemes. That is come plus past tense. Anytime you see a word in the past tense automatically the word is having two morphemes. Anytime you see a word in the past tense, definitely, automatically, the word is having two morphemes. That is the present and then plus past. Like came, come plus past tense. So it becomes two. The morphemes here becomes two. This brings us to the end of this lesson. Thank you all for participating. We shall meet, God willing,